The project was inspired based on my first trip to Burning Man. It was based on a belief that I hold very dear to me and that has been important for most of my life, which is writing down what you want to accomplish in your life, writing down your goals and dreams. And I've been writing down what I've wanted to accomplish since I was a teenager. And I've accomplished, for a kid who came from where I came from, to accomplish what I have, I consider myself incredibly lucky. But I look at people around me that went on to college and got jobs, but they never really accomplished as much as I did. And I said, well, what's the big difference? I mean, what am I doing differently than them? And I really do believe that the impetus for accomplishing what I have has been that I've been able to articulate what I want to accomplish. I am here, I want to be there, and then I make it happen. And so that was the first mission. The first cube was an 8 by 8 foot wood box with some inspirational quotes on the outside and some slots like a mail slot that you put it in, and you wrote down a goal or a dream and you put it inside, and that was it. I started thinking about how I would really make this a piece of art. And I had this vision of pillars and posts and multi-levels and staircases. And then serendipitously, an architect calls me out of nowhere. Says, "Are you the artist for the Life Cube?" And I said, "Yes, I am. Who's calling?" He said, "Well, I'm an architect in New York, and I actually was working on the project that renovated the Museum of Modern Art, and I'd like to talk to you about your project. I'm really interested. Would you mind coming to my office? I want to help." He said, "If you can take some of the ideas that you've talked about, the pillars, the posts, the multi-levels, the staircases, and put it in a drawing, then I would like to create a plan for you." And I said, "Okay, that sounds really interesting." So I just took this big box of building blocks, put it in our sunroom, put it all together with pillars and posts and some cardboard for the levels. And I took a picture with my BlackBerry and I sent it to him. And he sent me a note back saying, "I got it. This is perfect. Give me a few weeks and I'll get back to you." Well, a week goes by and I'll never forget because I don't sleep a lot. And I'm just getting ready to go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I get this email from him. "Skeeter, it was such a pleasure. Since you left my office, I have not been able to think about anything else. I have gone and created 10 different versions of CAD drawings and videos. I'm going to send you them. If you can get back to me and tell me what you like and what you don't like, I'll create an actual plan." So instead of going to bed, I watch all these videos like 10 times. A week later, he produces a blueprint for the Life Cube. So we basically created a 24 by 24 foot installation in 2013 with pillars and posts and multi-levels and staircases, and it was incredible. And that set off onto a journey. Well, at the same time, I wrote down a goal that said, someday, if this is this good in the playa, which as much as the Burning Man community is diverse and economically and socially, the fact is it is a niche of our society. I said, I would like to create a Life Cube somewhere in the world in either a community or a museum. I meet a guy who's the CEO of Zappos. His name's Tony Shea. And Tony says to me, I see him speaking about how he bought up a huge amount of properties in downtown Las Vegas, the old downtown, and he is going to bring that area back. It had been blighted and it was really rough. And after his talk, I went up to him. I had 2 minutes. I said, "Excuse me, I just wanted to share with you. I'm a Burning Man artist. I've got this vision of creating something in a community, and to me, a community that's going through transition would be perfect." So I booked a flight to Vegas. They put me up in a place, and we walked the inner city, and it was really rough and tough. And he's saying, "This is what we're going to do here, and this is what we're," and it's like you're looking at a bombed out zone, right? And I'm like, "Okay." And he says, "I've got this whole city lot. How would this work for you?" And I said, "Great." He said, "Can you give me a budget?" I said, "I'll try." And so I take my Burning Man budget, which, was just getting lumber out to the playa, and, most of them being volunteers and no permits or licenses. And I did have insurance, but, now I'm in a city. So suddenly you're meeting with 23 different departments and agencies. And the next thing I know, it's going on. The planning was a year to make it happen. But we built a 24-foot, 3-story structure in the middle of downtown Las Vegas on a city block. And over 10,000 people came. Within 24 hours, the whole area was swarming with artists. And the next thing you know, you've got people painting. And I mean, we've got scaffolding, and we've got people painting. And it could have killed me, but I survived it. And it was magic. I mean, the art that they did was just spectacular. My next step is survive this week, truthfully. I mean, instead of dealing with builders, carpenters, and logistics and transportation, I'm dealing with coders and programmers and virtual reality, which I have no background at all in, and understanding. But I'm going to try as I can to immerse myself in it and see what happens.